All right, you're in a bad spot. The team culture sucks, but you're not the one in charge, and you can't afford to leave. So what do you do now? We've all been in those teams where it's toxic from the top down. It's absolutely terrible management. Bottom up is just gossip drama, and everyone in the middle is going year after year, just trying not to have a meltdown and try not to give up. We've all been there, and it seems like most teams are like that. There's a lot of different root causes for why teams get into such a terrible toxic position. But the reality is that even if we diagnose why these teams fail or why my organization is a mess of turnover and constant drama, even if we identify those problems, if you've got a toxic or an egotistical manager or a leader that's running the team, what are we going to be able to do about that anyway? Addressing it head on in those situations, if they are toxic or an egomaniac, you're not getting anywhere. That's not going to make a change in your team. So you're in a team, but it sucks. What can you actually do to help yourself? Well, there's two pretty proven ways in life to have things get better for you. You either get better or you put yourself in a better position, a better environment. That's cute, and I'd love to say just quit, but the rent is due. And that's not always an option to just get up and leave. And sometimes the money's not even the problem of people leaving. Sometimes you've got either contracts that you're in, you've got relationships that would be a problem if you chose to leave. Or maybe your identity is just tied to the position that you have. Maybe it's something you've worked for a long time to get to that point. So you can't just go out. You either have to go up or out. So we know what we have to do, right? You have to get better. You have to work on skills and leadership skills that will actually give you a better local culture. So we want to work on fixing culture at a local level. What does that look like? Well, if it's toxic top down and it sucks bottom up and you're in the middle, all you can do is control the controllables. You hear that a lot. We just want to work on the things that we can actually touch. So this isn't a matter of addressing the whole building and saying, hey, we're going to change this. We need to stop doing this. You're toxic, pointing names. It's not going to help. So let's focus on 3 steps that we can do to actually improve ourselves and get a positive influence in our teams. What can we do? We got to know the goals. We need to limit the damage, and we need to increase our influence. So accountability is one of the biggest factors and biggest needs of a team to be successful. And if your team culture sucks, that's probably one of the big reasons why it is that way is there's no accountability. You need to know what you're responsible to do, and you need to know what you want as a leader, right? What do you want your team to feel like? Write all of this down. Write down, okay, this is my job. This is what they're paying me to do, or this is my role in this company or this organization or this team, sports team, whatever it might be. Here's what I'm required to do. And this is what I want it to feel like in my team. And this is how I want to interact with people. Write that down and define it. You want to know exactly what this should feel like. And you're going to become a leader if you're not one already. You might not be in a leadership position, but you can always bring leadership qualities to your teams. All right. And it's not hard. I mean, it's not hard to be a good leader, and the rewards for it are uncapped. So you might as well learn the skills. It's really simple. I mean, be decent, be direct, and be willing to do whatever you would ask someone else to do. If you master that alone, you've probably already solved the problems that your team was having. If you can just work on being direct, being willing to do whatever it is that you would ask of somebody, and just being decent overall, that's going to handle most of your problems. So, know what you want, know what you're supposed to do, handle it, and do it well enough and do it hastily enough that you have time to help other people. One of the ways you can make time for that is by limiting the damage, right? A lot of the issues that come with these poor teams and these poor cultures in businesses and organizations is you just get hit all day with all these different problems. So step 2 is limiting the damage. We need to find a way to block out thinking about or hearing about the problems that you have. Don't complain. Every time you complain, you're just bringing the problem back into your life. Other people are going to complain to you. They're going to gossip and talk to you about what happened. And it's all wasted time. It's just wasted energy, it's wasted thought. Every time and every moment you spend thinking about the issues that are going on in your environment is just repeating the issue. If you're not addressing it, you need to move on from it. If you can do that, shut down people from gossiping about the issues to you. If you can not put yourself in a position where you know these people are going to be talking about all the problems all day long, just get away from it. Let it go. You have to be willing to get out of the muck if you want your team and your culture to do it too. Once you start doing that, that's where you'll increase your influence. It's going to be really small gains. I mean, you're hardly going to feel this for a while, but people around you will start to notice that, hey, Mitch doesn't want me to gossip with him. I'm just not going to talk to him about that stuff. And slowly, they'll start to catch on to those parts. Maybe they'll do it too. We won't know for certain, but if you're going to be sticking around for a while and staying in this team that's a bad fit, you better start chipping away at the problem, because any time that you're not spending on fixing the problems in your life, in my opinion, is just letting the problems stay. And, we got to make it count. We got to make sure whatever we're spending our time on, that we're doing it on what matters most to us and what really counts towards the progress that we want to see in our lives. If you can do more for others, if you can influence your team in some way, just be a better teammate. I mean, help up and down the ladder. If there's a lot of times these managers are very stressed out. If you can help them out, take something off of their plate because you've done well enough and a good enough job in your responsibilities, take something off of their plate. Maybe they'll ease up a little bit. If you got someone either at your level or below you that's struggling, pick them up. Do something that you can to help them out, whether it's just giving them a compliment or maybe picking up some of the work to help them out, whatever your role dynamic is. Make it work, but just be a good teammate. You'll start to see a change. That culture, again, it's going to take a while, but if you're going to be there, the time's going to pass either way, and you might as well make the most of it. So 3 steps: know the goals, limit the damage, increase your influence. Try it out. See if it works for you. It's worked for a lot of other people. It's worked for myself as well. If you're in a bad team, doesn't mean you have to have a bad time forever. If you're going to stick around, become the leader, whether you're in a leader title position or not. Be a leader of people, and you'll start to see that change. I hope it helped, guys. Let me know, and I appreciate it.